Yo, what is up guys? Fer here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 devil fruit abilities with hidden powers. Essentially, these are devil fruit abilities that come with an extra effect, power, or some sort of special trait or something that physically changes the user in some way, shape, or form. Devil fruits usually come with a set ability that they grant the user and the drawback of not being able to swim. That is the norm for devil fruits. But there are some fruits in the series that grant the user something else other than their fruit's power. Again, as I said before, it has an effect on the user whether it's positive or negative. So let's get on to the list. Number 5, we have Blackbeard. Now Blackbeard has the Yami no Mi, which allows him to use and control the essence of darkness itself, and he's also a Logia devil fruit user. Now with Blackbeard, there's 2 problems. The first problem is that even though Blackbeard is a Logia, he's not able to materialize into his respective element, and he also absorbs more pain than usual, which relates to what he said to Ace about his devil fruit having the ability to absorb everything. This is why when Blackbeard gets hurt, he usually screams in pain even though he's a grown man. Now I don't blame him for that. Imagine having pain receptors in your body feel 3 or 4 times more pain than usual. You know, that would be devastating. But this also makes Blackbeard one of the most durable characters in One Piece in the sense that he's able to withstand a lot of heavy attacks. But I do think these are things that Oda placed in the story so that he wouldn't be too overpowered when he fights Luffy. Now going back to Blackbeard not having intangibility like other Logias, there's a really plausible theory out there that says that since Blackbeard is darkness, the reason he doesn't have the ability to transform into his element is because light and darkness are counteracting forces. Therefore, this nerfs his ability to become intangible. And for the most part, Blackbeard has usually fought when it's daytime. Perhaps it's only during the night or when there's an absence of light that Blackbeard could really transform into darkness itself. It's essentially the same concept behind the relationship between sand and water or rubber and lightning. So when it comes down to Blackbeard, he has 2 special traits. One is that he's not able to transform into the element of darkness, and the other is that he feels more pain than usual. And there's also something unusual with the darkness fruit. Blackbeard stated that amongst all devil fruit, this one is said to be the most evil. Perhaps this fruit also has an influence on the user's mind and can make them do things that they usually wouldn't do. Again, I feel like Blackbeard having this much power may backfire on him during his fight against Luffy end of series. Number 4, we have Katakuri. Now Katakuri has the Mochi no Mi, which grants him the ability to use and control some sort of sticky substance. Now it is also stated that Katakuri is a special paramecia because he shares traits that are similar to Logia's. Actually, before changes were made, Katakuri's fruit was initially introduced as a Logia, which didn't make sense at the time because it wasn't a natural substance like the other Logias, which caused a lot of confusion in the One Piece community. Now with Katakuri, even though he's categorized as a paramecia, he has the intangibility of a Logia, which is weird because this is the first in the show. There were parts during the Tea Party where Ichiji separated Katakuri's body, but Katakuri was completely unaffected and reattached himself a few panels later. Usually paramecias can only produce their respective elements, such as individuals like Mazatlan or like Doflamingo. So Armament Haki is necessary to take on Katakuri's defenses. And with the reveal of this special paramecia type class, we might be seeing a lot more individuals with paramecia fruits that doesn't follow the norm, because Tamago's fruit is pretty weird as well. Then we have Alvida from Buggy's crew, and she has the slippery fruit, which gives her the ability to become slippery in a sense that all physical attacks doesn't work on her body, they just slide off of her. Now during the East Blue saga, I think for the most part we all remember that she was this fat huge lady, and that's when we had the whole story with Luffy and Kobe and the barrel. And a couple of arcs later, she looked way thinner, and the reason for that is because she obtained a devil fruit ability, which was a slippery fruit. So apart from her getting the slippery aspects of her devil fruit, it also physically changed her in a good way, you could say. And this one is a bit different from the ones I listed before because it's physical in nature. But that's pretty much everything for Alvida. Number 2, we have Sugar. Now Sugar is one of the key members members of Doflamingo's crew, and she has the Hobby no Mi, which was used to help Doflamingo take over Dressrosa. And this allows her to turn people into toys, which erases their existence from the memory of everyone they ever knew. This by far is one of the most broken abilities in One Piece. It essentially has one-shot potential. Now when it comes down to Sugar, apart from the powers she got from the fruit, Sugar has also stopped aging. She's technically 22 years old, but physically she looks like a 10-year-old. And I think this also applies to the people she turns into toys as well, because if you look at Kuros from the time he was turned into a toy and after he reverted back, he had the same appearance even though 10 years had passed. So essentially Sugar may have some sort of immortality, but we don't know the full extent. And this could tie into why, you know, Doflamingo wanted immortality with the use of lost fruit. There might have been some connections there with Sugar and Dofi. And for those that are wondering, this is actually how Sugar should have looked like. At number 1, we have Marco the Phoenix. This one is purely speculation because I will be talking about what was stated in mythology about his powers. Now Marco has one of the only 2 known mythical Zoan fruits, with Sengoku being the other one with the Buddha fruit, and more than likely we're going to see more with the Calamities or maybe even Kaido himself. Now Marco's Devil Fruit power grants him the regeneration aspects of a phoenix, but Oda did state that Marco's flames doesn't burn for some reason, even though in mythology phoenixes have both the burning flames and regeneration. Perhaps this might be leaning towards, you know, Marco's awakening. Maybe he can actually develop burning flames along with his regeneration. We know the awakening of Zoans is that they become physically stronger and are able to endure and rejuvenate a lot quicker than usual, but that's not necessarily going to be the same for ancient and mythical, as they grant the user a variety of different powers. Now let's go to mythology for a second here. Now the phoenix in mythology has the ability to revive from death, or revive from ashes as they say, which brings me to Marco. Is there a chance that Marco's fruit has the ability of resurrection, in a sense that if Marco dies somehow, some way, he has the power to revive himself? Now people might think this may be too overpowered for Marco, but I feel like Marco needs something that would sort of separate him from the other first mates, given the fact that he had lost his captain, so he has to put in more weight as the current captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. So this could be a thing for Marco, and Oda did state that he may talk about the effects of Marco's fruit in detail later on in the story, and a good chance for Oda to show this would be in Wano. We all think Marco is going to be a big player in Wano, not just for Kaido but also with the stuff we have with Weevil. But Wano shouldn't be an arc where we have a full-blown war with the Shogun of Wano and Kaido and his calamities, and we somehow have 0 casualties on the Straw Hats side of things. People are going to have to die, especially when you're involved with individuals like Kaido, you know, the strongest creature and the most savage Yonko out of the current 5 right now. And apart from the death flags we have with Jinbei, the other individual that might die during Wano could be Marco, and when he does die, this would be the best time to show the secret ability of his Devil Fruit, you know, rising from the ashes. We know Kaido wants an army of Zoan users. I wouldn't be surprised if he was also looking for rare Devil Fruit abilities like Marco's fruit. So Marco could be a target in Wano, and more than likely he's gonna fight one of the calamities and show what he's truly capable of, because Marco for the most part has been taking L's. You know, we have Marineford where he lost his captain Ace, they lost their territories, and he lost the war against the Blackbeard Pirates. I think Wano should put Marco in a new light because he's taken a lot of L's lately. So there is a lot of hype on Marco, but that's pretty much it for the list. But comment down below what you guys think. Is there any other fruits that have special traits like this? Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more One Piece content on this channel. It is Ferro, guys, and I will see you guys later. Peace.